Welcome guys and all farmers. So right now we want to talk about pruning our tomatoes. Pruning. Why do we do our pruning and how do we do it? When are we supposed to do pruning and how often do we have to do pruning on our tomatoes? So right here, looking at this tomato plant, you can see it is very healthy. It is growing upright. Everything is looking good. So can I prune this one? Can I not prune it? Even this one, as you can see, it is growing well right from the bottom all the way up. It's going upright and it seems to go for maybe 1 meter going up. So can I prune this one? Can I not prune this one? And how often can I prune it? Right, so as I'm growing these tomatoes now, how I prune them. No, mostly I have to take down the bottom leaves, but I don't take much of them off, but one or two, so that they don't come into contact with the wet ground. This is the reason why I have to prune them. They don't come into contact with the wet ground when I do my watering, because I use overhead. I know all these top leaves, the water will just drip down, but the bottom leaves, if I leave them there, they will continue being in contact with the wet ground. That alone is a recipe for disaster, because diseases can come from the soil, and those that need a moist environment, they can survive. So here is why I prune, so that I don't have any leaves that are in contact with the wet ground. How do I do the pruning? To do my pruning, I have to use a very sharp knife, just like this one. See, it's just a very sharp, nice construction knife. So I have to examine each plant. Like in this case, let me take you close. You can see this one, this small leaf here. I have to take it off like that. And then coming up, can you see this one? It is almost in contact with the ground. When it's wet, it is going to go down because the water will put some weight on it. So I have to cut it nicely. Right from there, just move from top, bottom, going to the top, done. So this is how I do my pruning. Let's do it again. This one, from bottom, going up in one straight cut, done. This one again, from bottom, going up, done. So doing this ensures that it's just one clean cut. Right, I don't make more cuts because this will also introduce an entry point of diseases into my plant. That's why I have to keep this pruning to a minimum. Coming to this one, this plant, you can see I cut this some time ago, and there's no leaf that is close to the ground besides this one. But there's a tomato here. You see this small tomato? I cannot cut close to it, otherwise I will risk destroying this. So I have to move a bit out and then do like this. Cut. So just be careful when you are cutting. Make sure there are no tomatoes there, and then you can cut. So how often do I cut? Sometimes when I scout, check do I have any leaves that are in contact with the ground, then I come and cut them off. So you see, it is pretty easy thing to cut. Let's do again this one. So I'm going to put my finger here to support, and then I cut. This is how you do it, guys. Very easy. Very what? Very easy. You see, right? So as you are doing your pruning, just make sure that you don't overdo it, right? You don't over prune your tomatoes. Otherwise, the plant needs those leaves to make food. So if you cut a lot of them off, how is it going to do photosynthesis? You see, so it's a balance. You need to balance now. Or you have to use your 30 cents, your 60 cents to balance. Say, is this enough? Is this not enough? So when you balance well, you are going to have your tomato plant that is looking nice. Look at this one. From the bottom, there are no leaves at the bottom because I pruned them off. Now it's going up, all nice and good, well pruned, and it is looking nice. So sometimes I don't need to cut the whole leaf off. I just cut the end tip. Why? Because I still need the leaves. So instead of me removing the whole leaf, I just remove that end tip, which are at the risk of contacting the ground. That is what I do on my side. I don't know how do you do your pruning. You can share some ideas, do a video, show us how you do it. Then we also copy from you how you are doing it. See, this is sharing experiences. So this is how I do my pruning. Like, look at this one. I just cut it off halfway, but I left these leaves to make food for the plant. So this is one of the important things, as I was telling you. And also looking at this one, I cut it right here. Yes, I cut it right there. Then it has got some leaves to make food, the same as this one. I did the same as well, just leaves. So I don't take off the whole leaf at times. I just have to think quickly and try to balance. I need photosynthesis, but I also have to reduce the risk of disease. So I just cut halfway and let it to grow, because at the end of the day, these leaves are very important. So I don't need to take them off completely, but I also have to minimize the risk of diseases. So it's a balance now that you need to play around with. So thank you very much for watching, and if you have any questions, suggestions, comments, please don't hesitate to post in my comment list. I'll follow up. And also, please subscribe.